Welcome to the Upsell, Cross-Sell, Retail, and Rebook webinar. These are ways that you can increase your service ticket. So before we begin, we need to have some confidence. When we're speaking to our clients, confidence is going to help you communicate with your client and give them reassurance that you are an expert in your field. Some therapists are afraid of sounding pushy. Well, nobody wants to sound like a used car salesman. I get that. But actually offering upsells is a way you can offer better service by looking at what the client's needs are and expressing those and explaining the value of those. They're looking for advice from you. It takes a level of trust to lay on a massage table or to get a facial or to sit in a stylish chair. They are putting their trust in you to perform the service they're requesting. So build on that trust, make recommendations that you think are beneficial. It's an easy way to improve client satisfaction and also help build your ticket. So what is upselling? Anticipating what else your client might be interested in. So what else do you think they want? They come in for a facial. Maybe they want lash extensions. But it's just as easy as just offer it to them. Give them the options. So know when to upsell. One way we can do it is at our initial point of contact. When they call in, walk in, however your spa does this, okay, we can upsell them. So you're booking a eyebrow wax. Would you like a lip or a chin wax with that? Okay, so just knowing when to upsell. Educate your clients about all your spa offers. Make sure they know about all the services. If you've just put in a brand new pedicure station, that is something we want to tell them and let them know that that's a new service that we offer. Also, during the consultation is the perfect time when you're talking to your clients about their needs, wants, and goals. We want to help them achieve that. Upselling is a way of doing that. Learn their habits, what type of services they're most going to receive benefit from. For estheticians, during a skin analysis is the perfect time. Obviously, you're looking at their skin, you're analyzing it, you are the skin expert. It's time to educate your clients. I don't really look at it as much as selling as educating. Educating with confidence. And then making recommendations. So some easy upsells. Massage upgrade. Go from a Swedish to a deep tissue, or from a Swedish to a hot stone. Add extra time. Go from a 60-minute to a 90-minute. Of course, if your schedule will allow. Add on a dual hot stone back treatment, an exfoliation, aromatherapy. There's just a plethora of ideas that you can actually upsell and increase your service ticket. Skincare, facial upgrade. Upgrade them from the basic to the deluxe. Give them a custom facial. Add additional waxing services. Offer body treatments, LED treatments, additional massages, a serum upgrade. I mean, it's just limitless, the kind of things. Think of ideas. Give those to your owners. If you can think of any add-ons that you can do, this is a great way of upselling your client. So keep calm and let's get your upsell on. So keep these in mind when you are upselling. Put the client first, not the product. Shape your pitch around the benefits that the client can receive from additional products or benefits. Ask open-ended questions. These are questions that do not require just a yes or a no. They have to answer those with a sentence. So an example of that would be, what are your skincare goals? What would you like to see in the future? What would you like to achieve? Make sure we compliment them. Show them what you really like. Your natural curls are wonderful. You know, what would take them to the next level? I have this additional service, a keratin treatment, or whatever it is within the hair service, but we can do that in any area of the spa and any area of the services that are offered. Remember the ones who buy product. If you have a repeat client who is receptive to upsells, assume they will want the same during their next visit. This is an easy way to build your ticket while also showing them you are attentive to their needs. Use products during the appointment as a promotion. This product produces amazing results. I use it on all my clients. If they like the product, they may pick some up for themselves. So let them know what you're doing. Ask yourself these questions. Is this complementary to the service I'm performing? Upsells and cross-sells are only successful when they're relevant. So, and if they're going to be beneficial, make sure the product you're trying to sell has great benefits to your client, and that your add-ons are suitable and helpful. Then they'll learn to trust your judgment and really look for you to upsell next time. However, if you're obviously just trying to flick off the end of the line stock, your client will be put off. So a lot of times client can tell if you are genuine, if you're really trying to help them, or if your main goal is just to add money to your ticket. So of course we want to put the client first. But by doing that, doing these upsells are actually going to be beneficial if we are promoting the correct service for their goals. And are they comfortable spending money? The last thing you want to do is make your client feel uncomfortable. Know what's within their budget range. If your client's made it clear that they're on a budget, or that they're only after one product or service, or in a hurry, then don't force anything on them. Read the room. Understand what your client is saying to you. Whether verbally, whether non-verbally, take up on those cues. If somebody can't afford to buy an entire skincare line, maybe we just start with what they need the most. Maybe a moisturizer is what's going to be the most beneficial to them. So I know right now that, you can't buy the entire product line, but I suggest we start with this one. Okay, so we're actually being very cautious of their feelings, and we want to make them feel comfortable with us. We want to make sure that they have our trust and that they trust us. How to upsell at each stage of the appointment. Booking. If a client inquires about a treatment, always start with the deluxe option and work down. So never work at the bottom and go up. You always want to work at the top and go down. This way you're able to show off all the treatments available to the client and then rule out what they're primarily looking for. During the check-in, if your client has booked a basic service, offer them the chance to upgrade to the deluxe now. Just make sure you check the therapist's upcoming appointments first. You don't want to overlap or, impinged on their schedule. In the waiting area, the time your clients spend waiting for their service is a perfect chance to expose them to what you offer. Service menus and product samples should be on display for your clients to use. If a client can see, smell, and feel a product, they are a lot more likely to purchase. During the consultation, this is the best chance for you to get to know your client and really find out and dig a little deeper about what their goals and what they're trying to achieve. And it's the perfect chance to discern somebody's pain points. So basically what we're looking for is we are figuring out a way to add our services on that are going to be the most beneficial and going to enhance your client's goal. If your client is struggling to manage their acne, that's the perfect time to bring up your favorite anti-acne product. Or is your client heading away for the holidays in the sun? Perhaps you offer them SPF. Remembering client history is important. So I suggest you always read when they've been in last. What was the last service they got? Well, how did you feel from our deluxe facial last time? What type of improvements have you seen in your skin? These are the kind of questions that give them the reassurance that we are genuine and that we care and that we remember them. And people want to be remembered. People want to feel special. Check out. If you're not the one checking the client out, be sure to walk your client out and show them the products you used in the treatment room. Let them touch them, smell them, hold them. Keep notes on what products a client has bought from you and ask them how they're getting on with them, how they like them, whether they're running low or not. Your work may not come to fruition immediately. Sometimes we're just planting a seed. So sometimes they may just get the basic stuff. They won't get upgrade, but next time they come in, they'll come in and get that hydrofacial or get that deep tissue massage. So your work will pay off even if the first time we talk to them, we're just planting a seed and educating them on what we have to offer. So, I guess everybody has heard this before. You go to McDonald's. Do you want fries with that? So they have kind of mastered the cross-sell. And the cross-sell is based on selling complementary products or services that you provide at your spa or your clinic. To a customer who's already had a treatment. It's a strategy used to aid the development of your business and increase profitability. Examples: add a facial to a massage, add a pedicure to a facial, add a brow wax to a facial. Okay? And a lot of times it's in other departments cross-selling. So, you have a nail tech, you have hairstylist, you have massage therapists, you have estheticians, you have waxing therapists. If everybody works as a team and promotes within the spa, it's amazing how much everyone's book will fill up. This will be beneficial to everyone. People are more inclined to add on a service when they hear positive personal experiences. So cross-selling and upselling are very similar, but the difference really is cross-selling is promoting another department. Actually giving your personal experience of having a massage. Explain to the client how it happened, how you felt after. People like to hear that. Get prepared, then ask. Know all that your spa has to offer. It's really as simple as just remembering to ask your customers. Isn't that amazing? Just remember to ask. Your cross-sell item should be cheaper than the original product and something that only takes a quick buying decision. Now, this is something that you would add on, such as a facial wax to a facial. Something, if they're in a hurry, something that we can just add on really quick. A lot of clients who received this service also enjoyed. So this is something, especially front desk people, our receptionists, the glue that holds us all together, our front desk, can say a lot of clients who received a massage also enjoyed a pampering facial. So Amazon has really done this. So if you've ever bought from Amazon, you notice it says, other people have also purchased, and it'll give you some items that correspond with whatever you're putting in your cart. Amazon reported that a whopping 42% of the year's sales came from cross sales. So this is something in the salon that we don't do as often as we should. It's promote each other, be each other's cheerleaders. We want to build our book, but we want to help our other teammates as well. As far as product goes, if you're buying a cleanser, this toner works amazing with that. And Amazon has got this one nailed down, just like McDonald's. Do you want fries with that? We've got to adapt these concepts into our spa, into our salon, into our everyday use. Offer incentives. Explain how the additional services are beneficial. Or add tempting offers. Get $5 off your facial when, after your massage. Bundle it up. Make it a package. Expert recommendations. The expert can be you. You know your niche better than your customer. So cite your knowledge. Use quotes from other experts and articles that you've read. So a lot of your products and a lot of your services will have recommendations from other clients, from yourself, from other therapists. Cite those. The state of salon spa retailing. So this scares a lot of people, I know. And it scared me at first when I started out in the business. But what I came to realize, being a skincare expert, is that when I recommend clients use products at home, they maintain the results of the service that I just performed. So what I don't want them to do is get this amazing hydrofacial, go home and use St. Ives. That is just not going to maintain what I just did to their skin, what we just accomplished. So a way of retailing is actually keeping the client with their goals. Clients are 65% more likely to return to your spa if they purchased a product. Effective recommendations show concern and demonstrate your knowledge. Clients retain the results from your service. Product consistency equals results. They're going to see results in their skin or results in their hair or whichever product category that you're in. Results, when they get results, you're going to get referrals. I'm going to tell my girlfriends all about the facial that I just had and the amazing products that I'm using every day because I see results in my skin and I'm excited about it. Referrals are going to equal a full book. And that full book, of course, equals, yay! I wish I had sound effects so I could get like clapping or something. I don't, unfortunately. But a full book equals more money for you. And exponential opportunity. Opportunity for more upsells, cross-sells, retails, rebooks. Overcoming the fear of retail. Don't think of it as selling. Think of it as a way of maintaining the results for the client. It's beneficial for them. Get your product knowledge on. Know what's in the product. You don't have to know every ingredient, but know some of the more prominent, active, the selling points of the product, the ones that are informative that your clients would want to know. You are the expert. That's why they came to you. So don't think of it as selling or being a used car salesman. You want to maintain the results that you just accomplished. The only way to do that is home care. Consistency is your friend. Everything you do, be consistent. So if they're consistent in their home regimen, the results are going to be phenomenal. So remember that. Don't have fear of retailing. It's beneficial to your clients. So overcoming some objections that we get. It's too expensive. So I'm going to work within your budget, educate you on the difference in the higher concentration for much longer product use. So what's the difference between the products they buy in Walgreens and the products they buy in our spa and salon? Well, the ones that they buy in our spa salons, one, they're much more concentrated. Okay, so they're going to get longer use because we're going to tell them less of this product is more. So when I'm using a cleanser, a green pea size is all I need. When I'm using a moisturizer, because it's so concentrated, I need half that green pea size. So you got to educate them on how to use the product as well. So that product in Walgreens is mostly water, has very few active ingredients. Okay, so you're going to go through it a lot more because you got to use a lot more. So it's actually not any more economical to use those products in Walgreens. Another thing that you want to tell them too is Walgreens products or CVS. I don't want you to think I'm picking on Walgreens. Okay, those products that they get at Walmart and those other stores. One, we can't guarantee that the professional products that they buy at those places are authentic, not watered down. They can only get that guarantee from us. So we've got to let them know what's the difference. I saw on Facebook the other day, somebody had bought a product, a professional product, and I believe it was a big sexy hairspray from TJ Maxx or Marshalls or one of those. And they peeled off the label, and underneath that was another product's label for a very cheap, inexpensive hairspray. So they were just rewrapping old stock with professional labels. So we can't guarantee that these clients are getting what they're buying at these places, but we can guarantee that this Paul Mitchell shampoo is 100% Paul Mitchell shampoo from Paul Mitchell Wholesale. Okay. Another thing we might want to point out as far as professional products versus non-professional products is professional products are made in smaller batches. The quality is consistently tested. They don't do this for non-professional products. So there's a lot of benefits to buying professional products, and people just don't know the difference. They don't understand. There's so much on the market, they get confused. So it's our job to educate them and explain the differences. So, and that kind of goes into I can get it elsewhere for less. So you can, but we're not guaranteeing that it's going to be what you actually purchased. I already have products. So anytime somebody says, oh, I'm good on products, well, they're coming to me for a facial. How do you feel those products are working for you? You know, what is working, what isn't working? How can we upgrade you to professional products? Now, I don't ask them that specifically, but I highlight some of the products that I have and show them the benefits. And sometimes, like I said, sometimes we're just planting a seed and they may walk out with nothing, but they have it in their mind and now they're educated on what's the difference between department store and a professional spa salon. So I'm afraid it won't work. I'm afraid I'm going to buy this $100 serum and it's just not going to work. So you want to share your own success stories, especially if you've used that product on yourself. Also show them before and after pictures of any clients, or a lot of times the manufacturer has clinical trials that we can look into and show them the before and after and those clinical trial results. Or we may have a trial kit to offer. So something, if you don't have a trial kit or samples, you may want to look into getting those. It can encourage your clients to buy them later. So 5, I don't understand how to use it. So a lot of people go home with skincare products, with hair care products, with massage products, and they have no idea how to use them. So we're going to customize this sale. We're going to write the instructions down for our clients. We're going to demonstrate proper usage and provide follow-up, so that there is no misunderstanding. We're going to tell them exactly which order to use them, when to use them, morning, night, middle of the day, just like a prescription. So on your prescription, you see on your bottle, you'll see it says take 2 tablets by mouth every morning. Okay, very easy instructions, not long, not hard, but we want to make sure that they know how to use them so they can get the results that they need. Alright, so tips for closing the sale. Know your client's desired results and goals. Sell and recommend only things that will create results. And believe in your products that you're selling. Be familiar with their ingredients, uses, and results. I'm recommending these products for your skin. Make sure they realize that you're customizing the products for them. Refer to the products used during the treatment or service, or let the client try it on their hand. And of course, most importantly, be genuine. Speak from personal experience about the products you recommend. Show them that you care. Everybody wants to feel special when they come in a place, and they want to feel appreciated. Okay, and a way that we can do that is by being genuine and only offering and recommending products and services that are actually going to help them in the future. So ask, which products would you like to take home today? Not, would you like to purchase any products? So that's the difference. A yes or no question, a closed-ended question, or an open-ended question, like which products would you like to take home today? This is how we're going to sell. We're going to stay away from those closed-ended questions and ask open-ended questions. So increase your rebooking. It's all about asking the right question. So rebooking. This is the process that's the fastest, most economical way of making your business busy. Ultimately, it makes it easier to plan your marketing efforts, find the right strategies to fill in empty slots, and allow for better business planning and investments. Retaining clients costs 5 times less than attracting new ones, in addition to getting the chance of increasing their average bill spend. So it's a lot easier to keep a client than to gain a new one. So that is why rebooking is vital. It's important. Should be done with every single client that walks in. It's going to increase your client loyalty. At the core of its concepts, rebooking is also in consideration of your customers' well-being, which ultimately wins their heart and turns them into fans of yours. They're going to love you. I want to come see you next month. This is my time. And I have a lot of clients that say to me, oh my gosh, I love our time together. This is like my me time. And I schedule every 3 weeks and I love it. Same time, next 3 weeks, see you then. Okay? It gets them excited. So a way to really allow for customers to rebook is we're going to deliver beyond expectations. Clients will only rebook if they receive exceptional service. It's not only about achieving the desired results, but it's equally, it may be more important to have them enjoy the process. Be sure to understand that their needs and the know how to interact with them. This includes knowing which clients like to chat and which ones prefer to be quiet. So one of the things that keep you from getting a client back is ones that just want to relax. They don't really want to chit chat, and the therapist is talking a lot. So we want to avoid telling our clients anything about us unless they ask, or it has to do with our professional experience. So of course you can boast about your experience, your certifications, all the continuing education that you've done. These are things that your client wants to know and will give them confidence in you. However, they don't need to know any drama that's going on. Okay, and you think, okay, this is a no-brainer, Diane. We know this already, but you wouldn't believe how many therapists I've had to talk to in my years because they divulged way too much personal information to their client. It's very easy to do because eventually, if they continue to rebook, they start to feel like friends. But remember, they are paying you for a service. Okay? They're not there to chit-chat with their friends. If they wanted that, they would invite you to coffee. They are there for a desired result. That is what our job is, to provide exceptional service. Okay? So, offer to rebook. Few clients will request another appointment prior to leaving your spa or your salon. So, have the initiative to ask. Some clients may opt not to rebook right away, but you never know unless you ask. So a lot of times what I have front desk say is, we're going to go ahead and book you at the same time next month. Let us know if we need to change it. Otherwise, we'll see you then. So that tells them that you want to see them, that they're appreciated, and it gets that rebook very easily. Tell them why. How does rebooking benefit them? Especially when making a commitment, it's natural for people to find out what's in it for them. That's what they want to know. The long weekend is coming up, so we're filling up quickly. We want to make sure you have the time for you. The most convenient time and day if you book ahead. Healthy maintenance. It's going to maintain your results. These are all reasons to tell your clients to rebook. But know when to ask. The simplest way to rebook a client is while we are finishing up our service, right? So we're finishing up, they're laying on a table or sitting in our chair, and I'm going to tell them, I'd like to see you again in 3 weeks so we can continue our progress and reach our goal. Let's go ahead and book that up front. Okay? Because once they get up, they'll be quickly distracted by their phone or start thinking about the next item on their agenda. It'll be difficult to grab their attention again. If they say yes to rebooking, walk them up to the front desk to book that appointment. Also, show them the products that you used. Very important to walk them up front. Don't just point the way to the exit. You want to walk them up front and show them the products that you used. And a lot of people say, well, I don't have time. There's 5 minutes before, 5 minutes after. Some people get rushed. Well, one way to do it is when your clients are getting dressed, run out to the product area, grab what you used, and by the time you get back to the room, they will be ready to come out to the front desk. So I have the products here that I used and that I recommend. So if you want to touch them, smell them, and as we're walking up to the front, I'm going to explain the benefits of those products. Okay, and then I'm going to close that sale. So after all this, what I want you to do is I want you to keep in mind, you're the expert. Have that confidence. Your expertise is what they're coming in and paying for. The client is there for your knowledge and skills. The best way to counter a price objection is to present the value and the benefit. Clients spend money on what they value as important. So if somebody's really working on their skin and they're buying a $75 facial, we can assume pretty well that they're going to want to maintain that. So the way to maintain it is products. So we're going to maintain and we're going to promote a skincare regimen for them to do, because that's going to give us consistent results. So just think about it. If you had an extra $100, what would you spend it on? If you had $100 in the spa, what would you get? What would your goals be? What would you like to see? Would you get a haircut and a color? Would you get a facial, a massage? So money is very valuable in this society. And when people spend money on you, they're valuing you as important. So I want you to remember that and make sure that we're gracious and give gratitude to our clients. And make sure they feel appreciated. So we find the customer, we sell to the customer. In between selling to the customer, in building customer loyalty, is upsell and cross-sell. So then we're going to do customer support. Okay, we're going to retail and we're going to rebook. So know the benefits. Charge your worth. Don't give away things for free. Don't charge them for a relax when you've done a deep tissue. Educate them on the benefits of your service. You are the master of your trade. Invest in yourself. Get more certificates. Get more education. Show your power. Show your passion. And empower yourselves. Show kindness to everyone you see. You never ever know what someone has going on in their life. You know, you could have a client come in that is going through a divorce, that has cried for the past 3 days in their bedroom and decided they needed to do something for themselves, so they're coming in to get a massage. So that's putting a lot of pressure on you, I know, but you're an expert. You're a master of your trade. We want to show kindness to everybody, and you could be that bright spot in someone's day and uplift them. And that's what we really want to do. We want all our clients to feel special. We want them to feel appreciated. I shared a story with a class that I was teaching. When my daughter was an infant, she would wake up every 2 hours on the dot, screaming and crying. And if you're a parent, you know how frustrating this can be. And I remember she was just crying. There was nothing I could do. I had changed her. I had fed her. I wanted my baby to be happy so bad. I wanted her to sleep. I wanted to sleep. I was suffering from lack of sleep and exhaustion. And nothing I could do was helping the situation. She was just crying. And I ended up in the bathroom crying too, because I was just so frustrated and so mentally and physically exhausted. And my mother had called me that next morning, and I guess she could tell in my voice that I was just having a rough day. You know, I'd had a rough night, I'm having a rough day. She came over, babysat my daughter, and sent me to get a massage. She paid for it, paid for the tip, everything. I went in, and the guy was so amazing, so kind-hearted, and really was just in tune with what I was feeling. And his kindness just sparked, just touched my heart, and all of a sudden it kind of changed my day around. So the moral of this story that I'm telling you, and I went back happier, I went back feeling better and able to be a better mom, able to get past those frustrations, able to get past that exhaustion and concentrate on my daughter. So the moral of that story is we never know how our kindness can impact someone. So that's the last thing I want to leave you with. So thank you all for being a part of this webinar, and I hope you picked up a few tips along the way that's going to help you increase your service sales. So thank you all.